Mortal Kombat X! Hey, He-Man. Yeah? Do you even lift, bro? Alright. 5.5 stocky, hunky, chunky toys have returned to retail in a big way, especially from what we're seeing at Toy Fair this year. I knew I had to order these right away when they showed up on Amazon.com, which is kind of expensive for Canadians. When you're ordering from the States, you don't get the free shipping, you have to pay the duties. These were $10 from Amazon. Except I think they probably ended up being $20 each for me. $20 is still better than any other experience I have from ordering from Mattel, Matty Collector, or from Super7. I stopped having to get the Masters of the Universe Classics because each figure would run me $50 or more, so it was no longer an option. As horrible as Digital River's shipping system was, once it was switched over to Super7, them being a smaller company, they were not able to make shipping a price that was justified by me. A 6-inch figure should not cost $60. It just reached a limit. I wasn't even sure that I liked them. Now, they did have the new Filmation style ones that were a lot more simple. They didn't have like a McFarlane wash on them, which I've never been a big fan of. As much as I'm not a fan of the cartoon per se, I did enjoy the cartoon toy look. I have the first set of Filmation, but nothing from Super7. The prices are just unaffordable. I just think of all of the new toys I can buy. It seems that Super7 is doing very well now, kind of branched off from the reaction figures. Still making reaction figures, but they're doing their own thing. Funko is making figures similar to reaction figures with more articulation. I still prefer the reaction figures because I'm a 5 points of articulation kind of guy. I like things simple. Brings me to these. Funko kicked it out of the park with these. Looking at the new pictures that are showing up from Toy Fair, I think they might be a bit too chunky though. It's so funny because He-Man was always supposed to be ridiculously too large. Now that I'm putting these side by side, this body seems to be attainable. These guys look like they're trumping. I can't tell for sure. I'm gonna have to open them up. Not to be a jerk or anything, but the artwork doesn't really do anything for me. I do love that it looks like a Masters of the Universe style card. It's like the same dimensions. It's got the same kind of bubble on it. But they could have done something a little more dramatic. They probably should have milked the retro thing with it because it is a retro figure. There are 3 chase figures. That is one of the other downfalls of this line. As far as I know, right now you can get these at GameStop and Toys R Us in the US. The Canadian GameStop, EB Games, did not get these in. The Canadian Toys R Us, we have the new adult collector section, but we did not get these in so far. I saw them in Preview magazine, so they are available to order. A lot of comic book shops stopped getting Super7 and Funko things because of how expensive they were to ship here. I did, however, manage to get the Masters of the Universe reaction figures from a small comic book shop nearby. They ordered 1 set. I was lucky to stumble upon them, so I'm happy about that. All the cards are the same. I'm gonna cut off the bubble. I know I said I didn't like the card, but I'm gonna do my safety method. This is kind of standard how I would cut off a Masters of the Universe. Sometimes you can leave the bottom or the top and then you could slide it back in if you wanted to, but like I said, I'm not in love with this packaging at all. I really do want the chase figures of these. 2 of them are like super different entities. One has a completely different skull head, and one is completely cast in this translucent blue. I was worried that these were going to be a little too McFarlane and a little too detailed, but I am quite happy with them. This might be something that I just have to get used to. I'm bigger now than when I was a kid, so maybe it's better that these are bigger and bulkier. Having it in my hand, it's good, it's heavy. It really does look like a Masters of the Universe figure. He's a lot bigger than He-Man. As you can see, his arms go out wider. The hips are a ball joint. They're not the elastic band. They're a ball joint that falls off. That was unexpected. It's okay. So it's a ball joint there. I heard that give a nice pop in there. I thought these might be ball joints, but no, it's just a simple rotation. It's funny that they have them going out so far. Really like, I'm buff. It's definitely a fighting pose. I love that there's horror film ones. Super7 is making the Universal monsters, so I guess Funko decided to make the movie monsters like Jason and Hellraiser, Michael Myers and Freddy, and the whole gang is there. Yeah, I'm liking these. They've got the soft part around here. The ball jointed legs are sweet. The feet are really tiny, but hunky and chunky. They're not exactly Masters of the Universe. I can't complain about that. There's more detail on them, but it's not too much detail. I would be upset if it was too much detail. I like my toys simple and retro-y. Let me cut open the rest of these and then we'll really examine them. I should probably mention that I was never a Mortal Kombat fan. I don't know these characters. Like most toys that I buy, I usually just get a toy based on the design itself. The plastic is harder, maybe more brittle. It could afford to be a more rubbery plastic. None of them hold their weapons well. This guy's exceptionally hard to get his weapons into his hands. Felt like his thumbs were going to break off a few times, and then once they're in, they don't stay in well. I feel as the line grows that they will get a handle on that. As I mentioned before, I'm not a fan of highly detailed figures. There's no shading. Things are definitely simple enough, yet detailed enough. The paint applications are really well done. That helps a lot. So aesthetically, they look incredible to me. The articulation is waists, arms, head. Everything is just a twist, except for the legs, which are a ball joint. A very strange, hard, yet forgiving plastic. I don't really see that I put any stress marks on the thumbs. It looked like there was at a time. It's funny that it's so loose now. The grip was so tight that the handles barely fit in. These two guys have a very similar covered face look, but great details. Love his accessories. This is the guy who comes with a skeleton head. This is the guy who comes in all translucent blue. This guy just gets more energy bursts. He has the most underwhelming chase variant. Like I said, none of the accessories stay in their hands very well. I do enjoy the Asian-inspired kung fu wear. This guy comes with no extra accessories. Maybe he's everyone's hero, and thus he doesn't need them. Would he be the character that everyone would most want to get? Kitana's fans barely fit in her hands, but you can balance them in there. And it is quite surprising that she actually does stand so well. I'm very interested to see how closely she resembles the Masters of the Universe females. They did give her the thicker thigh look. She does have better proportions. She's got a thicker body and thinner legs. I would say that they could definitely fit in the same world though. All the arms tend to go out further than with the Masters of the Universe. This is a very brittle plastic. The thing that I keep thinking is that He-Man is no longer the most powerful man in the universe. I'm wondering if they did that on purpose. They definitely would have always had a He-Man standing by to base this line on. So I'm wondering why they went slightly bigger and broader. I really noticed it in the pictures online. Lion-O looks really fat and stocky. The horror movie guys, maybe a little more slimmed down. I think it doesn't help that all of the Thundercats have quite huge heads. Conan is finally going to be able to take He-Man. Now, this isn't the retro He-Man. I do have a whole retro collection. I'm using the commemorative ones now. They're basically the same. They're slightly changed. Sometimes a spin-off is better than the original, and I've had some negatives for these figures, but perhaps I like them more than He-Man himself, and knowing the potential of different themes and different characters, I think that these new ones might end up being better than the Masters of the Universe action figures themselves. Did they make them bigger and stronger on purpose to wimp out He-Man? Zodak is my favorite Masters of the Universe character. I think it's because he embodies creature and barbarian and space all in one figure, and he's just a little more mysterious. This is a nicer plastic. If they can switch over to a softer, more rubbery plastic and make their accessories of a more rubbery plastic, these ones are good. These ones are far too brittle. Yeah, the swords are a bit brittle too, but this is a very nice rubber. I'm impressed. I love them. I really hope that we can get them in Canada. What do you think of these? Do you like them? Man-at-Arms would look good with these guys. He's got some armor on like they do. I'm just gonna put some Masters of the Universe figures out here with them. Oh, I'll put Zodak in the middle because he's my favorite. Evil Lynn will photobomb back here. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Lighting is so bad today. I wonder why. He-Man looks so small now. Do I like them better than Masters of the Universe? Hey, He-Man. Yeah? Do you even lift, bro? Huh?